What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel. Check out the content. And now the Lakers. I want to talk about Brian Windhurst and a comment that he made about the Laker organization moving on from LeBron James and not really being concerned about like LeBron James and how their moves really affect LeBron James and so Brian Windhurst during a recent interview on First Take said that, and that really didn't surprise me, right? I just thought that this is the first time though I've heard Brian Windhurst say anything, as far as like kind of be like truthful when it comes to LeBron James and his status in the organization. He's always been, he's not really, never really, and I don't really consider this like taking a shot, but he's always kind of like avoided these type of conversations when it comes to LeBron James or these type of comments, right? And so when I heard Brian Windhurst say that on First Take, that the organization is really, not really concerned about LeBron James, and it's more so about Luka right now than it is about LeBron James. I was like, that's cool, but like, what brought that on? Was it the fact that what LeBron James, not too long ago just called him weird and said that they wasn't, they were never friends, they not friends or nothing like that. So maybe Brian Windhurst don't really feel any type of allegiance, or he don't really feel like, he have to handle LeBron James with kid gloves when it comes to how he talk about LeBron. He just was in this instance, I thought he was like very open and upfront, which I can really I can appreciate that. I think as a fan, that's all you want is you want your you want these guys who's speaking about basketball to be honest and upfront. And because that goes to their credibility, right? But fans know what they're seeing out there on the court. And so I knew that once the Lakers got, it's obvious that once the Lakers got Luka, that Luka, he's going to be the future. Luka had his team in the in the finals the year before, and Luka's only 25 years old. So of course, by LeBron James being on his way out, you know, LeBron James has like been in the league over 20 years. Luka, like I said again, he's only 25 years old. So to me, it just was obvious that the Lakers was looking to, this was like they was looking for LeBron James to really just hand over the torch to Luka. And so that's what that move was about. But I want to play the statement from Brian Windhurst because, like I said, I'm surprised that he was dishonest and about LeBron James because like he's never this forthcoming when it comes to LeBron James and speaking on LeBron James, and LeBron James' status. So let me play this audio.
Yes, the inconvenient truth. The inconvenient truth here is that the Lakers didn't really believe in this team. We know that because they rescinded the Mark Williams trade, because when they pulled out of that trade, they knew they were going to go the rest of the season with a very incomplete, flawed roster. They did a great job managing their weaknesses to get the 3 seed, and that enabled them a dream of making a run. And if everything had fallen just right, a run could have been made. But when they elected to pull out of that trade, they knew they were kneecapping themselves to a certain extent.
This is the last thing. This is the perfect opportunity for old LeBron James to make a legit run to the NBA Finals, Wendy. They are in position to make a run. Well, not anymore.
But they don't care about his timeline. They don't care about his timeline. They care about Luka's timeline.
See, that's it. That's the whole thing right there, right? Now that's true. I agree with Wimby, right? That the Lakers organization don't really care about LeBron James's timeline. But also, I'm kind of like like I'm kind of like, like curious as to like why they allowed LeBron James to make certain moves on the team. For instance, like bring that coach on, the rookie coach JJ Redick. Why did because that LeBron James's career is winding down. So they got rid of Darvin Ham. They brought on JJ Redick. Um, you know, I didn't think before they even got Luca that the Lakers was really should have been making some of the moves that they have been making. They brought his son on. I thought that was like, I didn't think that was a good move. Not just for number one, the kid wasn't qualified, but then like what kind of example, what were you showing the rest of the league or the team, that position that his son was at, you could have had somebody who could be logging, could be helping the team out, like that. So, the Lakers, I guess once they realized that they couldn't, that LeBron James and Anthony Davis wasn't going to work. And that's what I think it more so boiled down to, like in the middle of the season, like, towards like the trade deadlines, like man, we got to do something. We got to make some noise or something, just to maybe just to keep the fans happy, But Wemby just, he just told the truth that like the Lakers, and it's becoming more and more obvious, they're not really concerned with LeBron James's timeline because they realize that he don't have a lot of time, you know. But I wanna read some of these comments too by some of the fans that are talking about this too, right? One commenter says that JJ Redick is only getting called out because they don't want to blame LeBron. And that's true. I can agree with that. Um, This one says, Lakers fans are tired of LeBron James and can't wait for his retirement. And so I've been said this. I never really got the feeling that Lakers fans were in support of LeBron James, because LeBron James he wasn't one of them. He was more, in my opinion, he was like more so like a mercenary. Now if LeBron James had came in and gave them more than just that championship, that bubble in the championship, I think that Lakers fans would have been a little bit more receptive to him. But coming for LeBron James to be coming in behind Kobe Bryant, that's just, those are big shoes to fill, and so that's why I never thought that I knew that the Lakers fans never really accepted LeBron James like as one of their own. And some people even was trying to talk about like putting a statue, a statue of LeBron James out there. I gotta see how that's gonna go over with the fans. If they do that, man, that's crazy. So let me see. Another fan says, so they were contenders a week ago, and now the roster is needs tweaking again. I think that's funny. Yeah, like not too long ago, before the season started. I mean, before this series against the Minnesota Timberwolves, people was even Shannon Sharp was like the Lakers in 5, and all this other silly stuff, which I don't think I never saw it. You had two guys who are basically half court ball players in LeBron James and Luca, so you're not going to get these guys to play any defense at all. LeBron as spots, but Luka just refused to go down on that defensive side of the court. He'll stay, he just not going to do it. Let me see what this right here say. Clutch sports should be banned too. And I do I think that clutch sports is a part of the problem because they are trying to also they're trying to control the narrative when it comes to LeBron James. And I never seen an example of when an agent for Larry Bird or agent for Michael Jordan or agent for Isaiah Thomas or Magic, like whose agent has all like these agents just was I didn't think it was their job to be out front, giving interviews and just doing, doing the most when it came to shaping his image. Not to see behind the scene, to shape, to try to shape the image. And I'm sure that all those, a lot of basketball players have agents and people who like who try to do things behind the scene, but like giving interviews and then coming forward and making goofy statements about um Miami Heat team wasn't they wasn't a big three, or LeBron is the GOAT, just because he, like that guy Rich Paul just, he didn't really help the situation, right? Let me see, 30 years a Lakers fan, and I cannot wait for the step pad to kick rocks. So I guess he can't wait for, like, yeah, these Laker fans, man, they just want LeBron to be out of there, man. And one other fan says Kendrick Perkins just be saying words. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, as far as their credibility, when they just making statements instead of just like being honest about what everybody see and what you see, you don't have to, you know, um, Kendrick Perkins' statement during that take was kind of, I don't think I played the whole thing, but Kendrick Perkins do he just be saying words and just be talking just to fill airtime. So yeah, that's all I got for this, man. I just think, like I said, I think that the Lakers, and it's obvious that the Lakers are moving on from LeBron James. But I think it's, they got into the playoffs. I think it's too late. I think they should have been making moves the whole time. There had been rumors, and I know they wasn't probably had too much truth to them, that the Lakers was trying to trade LeBron like some time ago. I think they should have really been got LeBron out of there. And I'm surprised, they didn't get LeBron out of there, because they didn't really, LeBron wasn't loyal to them. And they weren't, they shouldn't have been loyal to LeBron. I think Lakers fans wouldn't have been upset if the Lakers had not been loyal to LeBron. Once they realized that, that experiment with LeBron James wasn't going to get them too much, then they should have moved on. But that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. With that being said, also don't forget to leave a comment, and I will check you all out in the next video. Peace.